And then we also have vulture spirit up here. This is vulture in her fullest expression. Vulture doesn't land like that very often. One thing she's saying is you are people who know and feel, have access to inside of you. We're in the interior world over here on the left. You know the energy of love that has no bounds, of love that has no conditions. There's nothing you have to do to be loving or loved. Unconditional love, it's a phrase that is often said so much that I feel it's really important for us to keep accessing it and exploring it and coming to know it all the more fully, that we play around with language, because it can get cliche and just kind of stuck. And it's just this thing. And it's a nice concept, but if we only play with it intellectually, we're going to miss the energetic knowing. So you have a knowing, and it's guiding you in your flight. It's under the wing of the butterfly. It's guiding you through these thresholds of change. That's really different than going into hiding out of fear. So the spirits want you just to notice when both of those different ways of moving in your life come up, because you have a knowing of this free flight and exploration of worlds and realms and relationships and ways of being and life expressions that is deeply rooted. And it's, the wind beneath the wing of that butterfly is this vast kind of love. There's not a flicker of judgment there. One of the lineages, the ancient stories that really assist me in playing with this energy comes from an Egyptian lineage. So an ancient way. And vulture, in the initiation I received, she's called Mut. Her name is Mut, M-U-T. And there's all kinds of art for Mut. There's all kinds of sculptures of Mut. She is revered. And there are stories that her name was not even to be written down. So sacred, we're not even going to try to encapsulate it in something, little mark on somewhere. And she is described as the firstborn. She's the first aspect of life. When something comes alive, someone comes alive. So life is made up of it, of this thing called unconditional love. You are made up of it. We're all made up of it. It's the material. It's in the very foundations of life itself. And you, apparently, are human beings who are here to live that. In a world that, contemporary time, we don't have a lot of predominant structures or ways of living that give us that. We see quite other than that in the dominating ways of this contemporary society anyway, and many others, that it's rooted in judgment. And vulture is saying, hey, life is rooted in a whole nother thing. And so love, boundless acceptance, everyone's birthright to be free to be who you really are, respect for the existence of. And that doesn't involve condoning, and it doesn't involve condemning. It's something else. And we can seek to find that. And it's part of your flight, how to live that. And be attentive, says Jaguar, to where the fear comes in. Because here's the fear, another fear piece, the crocodile. Because you have this inner, another place in the throat. You have an inner capacity, inner knowings, inner momentum to live you, to be you. This is a lovingness of your own existence. You don't need anybody's approval. And there are just these conditioned patterns of fear that pop up as you start to move that way. But you do not have to buy that propaganda. That's the quest in this cycle for you. That's the quest.